From time to time, he was 12 years old. Bambaataa abused him repeatedly. Bambaataa trafficked him to other grown men. Said it went down between.
Today, we are watching Afrika Bambaataa is found guilty in a child trafficking case. Now, if you're an OG on this channel, then you'll know that I covered this story, at least one of the many stories of Afrika Bambaataa's alleged child trafficking situations. Well, as of today, the nigga was found guilty. So we about to basically get into this.
Yo, it's your guy, Seti Nash, and this one right here, this one probably is gonna shake hip hop to a score. One of the founding fathers of the game, Afrika Bambaataa, just lost a civil case for child sex abuse and trafficking. And you know what's worse? He didn't even show up to court. Yep, you heard it. Let's get into the nastiest story the culture's been trying to bury. Before we break it down, let me remind you who we talking about. Afrika Bambaataa. Real name, Lance Taylor, one of the architects of hip hop, Bronx legend, the man who brought us the Zulu Nation. Peace, love, unity, and having fun. That was their slogan. He gave us Planet Rock, changed the game with the electro beats, helped lay the foundation for the culture. But behind the music, behind the fame, allegedly, some dark been lurking for decades. So here's the lawsuit details, all right? In 2021, an anonymous man, we'll call him John Doe, files a civil suit in New York. He say, from time to time, he was 12 years old, Bambaataa abused him repeatedly. Not just abuse, though. He claims Bambaataa trafficked him to other grown men. Said it went down between 1991 and 1995, 4 whole years. You think it's just talk? The man gave details where it happened, how it happened, the emotional manipulation, and what did Bambaataa do? Nothing. No court appearance, no response. That's how you know this might be real. Because silence in court is a guilty verdict in civil law. So don't worry about pleading the fifth and all that crap as far as criminal go. But in civil law, yeah, bruh. You're kind of done for him.
I also just want to point out, this is nothing new. Afrika Bambaataa, like you said, we talking about the 90s. Now, just imagine what it was like in the 80s and the 70s. And obviously, hip-hop wasn't around, but just in the industry. So that's why I'm always saying, people, like, you might enter into this industry one way, but this industry has a way of getting to people. I don't know what Afrika Bambaataa was like. I don't know what his childhood was like. But I'm saying he might not have always been this person, but just being in the industry, seeing what other people's doing, it do something to people, bro, I swear.
Sue for something this serious and don't show up. The judge, Alexander Tisch, hits you with a default judgment. That means legally, you just lost. Court said, we heard enough, you didn't defend yourself, you're guilty. Now they move into the damages. Financial punishment on the way. Let that sink in. One of the most respected names in hip-hop history just got hit with a judgment for child sexual abuse. And no one's saying nothing. Nobody. So we can get this up to 4K likes, force this into the algorithms because something got to be said.
Yeah, no, that's literally why I'm reacting to this. Like I said, I reacted to I made a video when it was just the accusations and all of that, when it was still alleged. That was when I first found out about it. And even at that time, there was nobody talking about it. And then right now, he's found guilty. And I think I seen one blog post talking about it, and nobody reads blogs but me because I like hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably the only nigga that saw that shit, and then maybe Seti Nash. So it's just crazy to think about, bro.
Yeah, man. And this ain't new, y'all. In 2016, Ronald Savage came out and said Bambaataa molested him back in the 1980s. Savage was a part of Zulu Nation too. Said Bambaataa was running a whole entire ring, using his fame to lure in young boys. But after some time, Savage walked back his claims in 2024. Said he used a fake ID. Said it was consensual. But let's be real. How's it consensual if you're 15? Now, I will say, if that's true, bruh, we got to question Hassan Campbell as well. I'm just being fair. We have to question, buddy. Because if the dude who said that said, you know what, I was 15, I had a fake ID, I don't know, bruh. Something get a little odd.
I don't believe that at all. And this is just my opinion. No offense to Seti Nash. But just as a nigga who's been, and I didn't get into music until I was like 20. So imagine I'm an adult and things are starting to happen around me, right? So just imagine what it's like when you're 15, bro. Whether he had a fake ID or not, that doesn't, nigga, you know what a 15-year-old looks like, first of all. Anyway, let's keep
going.
And
with multiple men coming forward, the hip-hop community mostly stayed silent. Why?
I didn't like that,
Because
bro.
Bambaataa, because he's a legend. Or because folks don't want to believe people that they admire can be monsters. Let's talk facts. We cancel artists for less tweets, lyrics, controversial interviews, but this man got multiple accusations of abusing kids and still not enough noise.
Y'all got to understand though, it's not about, oh, we just don't want to see him come down. No, Afrika Bambaataa is in bed, quote unquote, with people like Diddy. Like Diddy has been so protected for years because there's hella people involved. Same with the you know what I'm saying? I don't even want to say buddy name, but same with the dude who had the island. You know what I'm saying? These people be like intertwined with society, bro. They be intertwined with powerful people. That's what gives them these green lights. That's what lets them get away with shit like this. No kizzy, no cap.
So, as soon as some allegations popped up in 2016, Bambaataa quietly stepped down from the Universal Zulu Nation. They tried to say he was on leave. Nah, man, he was running. That whole moment, peace, unity, upliftment, it's tainted now. Imagine being a young cat looking up to hip-hop OGs thinking they gods or whatever they call them on the East Coast, only to find out one of them used the culture as a cover for exploitation. You gotta admit, that is sick. And this ain't just about Afrika Bambaataa. It's about how many people enabled him, who saw something and said nothing, who protected him.
I damn near want to be like everybody that lasts in the industry is a part of this or can be found at some point can be found guilty of something. And I can't say this for a fact, bro, but I'm just saying, I believe the niggas that end up not making it in the industry, those are the niggas we need to talk to and really take what they saying seriously, I think, in some situations. Because think about it, bro, if you lasted 50 years in an industry that's full of sick people, it's not just Afrika Bambaataa. It's not just Diddy. You know what I'm saying? So keep that shit in mind, bro. I think that's something we should all keep in mind.
That's what makes this story bigger than just one man. So what now? Afrika Bambaataa's legacy? Done. Civil case? Lost. Criminal charges? Maybe. Not yet. But this judgment, that don't wash out, bro. If hip-hop don't address this head on, we're going to lose our soul anyways. We already preach death, violence, and all this other stuff, and everybody want to act like they want to speak on it when some BS happened. You had to speak on this one, because ain't no beats or bars worth protecting no damn predators. You can preach positivity and protect pain behind the scenes. Let me know in the comments. Should Afrika...
Yeah, this is not one of them situations where you separate the music from the artist, and nah, bro, fuck that. Call it what it is, bro. And I honestly feel the same way about, a lot of the greats, you know what I'm saying? Like, just call it what it is. I know it's ugly, but just call it what it is. And we could start to heal from it once we just put it out there, bro. There's another video I wanted to watch by Hassan Campbell. This is the dude, he was saying we gotta check on this dude. We gotta, you know what I'm saying? He didn't know if we could trust him. But I don't think it's a matter of trust. I think it's just like, yo, if this happened to you and as you got older, you started to realize like, yo, I was a victim. I don't think it's a matter of can we trust him, bro. I think he was 15 and he went through some things and now he's strong enough to talk about it. So anyway, let's watch a little bit of this. I don't know if I'll leave it in the video or not, but let's just check it out.
You already know the rules.
That haircut is crazy.
When you come in my house, take off your filthy shoes and super violate that like button.
This is an interesting intro.
It don't cost nothing for you to show love.
Yo, this haircut is crazy. This must be an East Coast thing.
In 2015, I came out on Facebook and I told my story about what happened with Afrika Bambaataa. I'll never forget that day. I was sitting in my Jetta, in my driveway, teary-eyed. And I told the world what that man did to me. A couple hours later,
John, check this out.
So much for security around here. Seriously, what's this bull?
so many people from the Zulu Nation, at the time, people that I considered to be my big bros, was reaching out to me like, yo, you got to take that down. You got to take that down.
Crazy.
One particularly, Muhammad Stanley Bell from the Zulu Nation. Somebody that I love very, very dearly. At the time, Muhammad had just formed the Zulu Warriors. A Zulu, pretty much a security company, which employed me as well. And we would do stadiums, concerts, private security for...
Look, I'm not even trying to cut him off, but I'm just to kind of set this up along with him. Just imagine you're 15 or however the fuck old and you getting money from this dude. He employed you. You know what I'm saying? He's whoever the fuck he is. Like, I really hate that Seti Nash said that we can't take his word seriously. That really bothered me, bro. Because I can only imagine what it would be like to have something happen to you for 4 or 5 years and then finally become 30, 40 years old. And it's like, yo, that shit just not sitting right with you. Like, that shit has to be hell, bro. And I hope he got some healing and all of that shit. Maybe this is his therapy, you know? Let's hear him out.
Whatever celebrities you name, from Jay-Z to Lauryn Hill and whoever else, right? Just to give you some names. After the phone calls was the sit down at Muhammad's house. F was there, Jerry was there. It was too many people to name. There was people there, a group of my peers in Afrika Bambaataa peers, who basically confronted him with me. And at that time, in that moment, Afrika Bambaataa, in the beginning, he admitted to what he did to me and he apologized.
I don't think apologies are enough, bro. You knew exactly what you were doing. You feel me? You could say, oh, I was sick. I'm sorry, bro. No, I'm saying, bro, you gotta go down for this. You know what I'm saying? There would be no resolution, no monetary amount if this happened to me and I was upset about it. I'm just saying, bro.
During that time, there was 3 requests from me. I didn't want no cash for myself, nothing for myself. Even though I said it before and I'll say it again. Muhammad tried to get me to get $20,000 out of the nigga and give him $16,000 because he was behind on his rent. What about your friends? Yeah.
What a nerd.
And what do I look like? I was stupid. I got mortgage of my own, but I'm going to give you $16,000 and take 4 for myself. That's what I was supposed to ask Bam for. You're right. It wasn't about the money. It was about the principle. I requested 3 things from Bambaataa. 1, to put a tombstone on my big homie's grave. That was Ron Savage. This is what y'all didn't know. I just took my story down 2 hours later. So now, after I see Ron Savage all over the newspaper, I calls Afrika Bambaataa himself. And I tells him, I'm hearing word on the street. Niggas is trying to move on me. I need for you to get me some steel. I need me a couple of pieces of steel so I can hold my...
All right, y'all. I think that's going to do it for this video. No offense to the brother, but he just is a very slow storyteller. But if you would like to go ahead and finish this video, it's by, I believe his name is Hassan Campbell. And the video is called Afrika Bambaataa Loses Civil Case on Default Judgment. So let me know what y'all think about this story. I think it's extremely telling that he just decided to not show up to court at all. Like, he didn't even contact them to settle. He was just like, I'm just not going to show up, which is obviously a default when automatically you're guilty. And it was only a civil case, so that means just money is involved. I don't think he'll do any time for this, but hopefully more people start to speak up. If there are any victims of recent, hopefully they get justice as well. Because, you know, these are grown men at this point. You know, I'm sure there's plenty of other victims. Anyway, let me know what y'all think down in the comments. Leave a like on the video. I can't ask for that. I don't know. Leave a like, man. It's free. And subscribe if you're new. Peace out, man. Stop the video. If you would, just consider following me on Instagram and Spotify. I got a goal. I'm trying to get to 2,000 monthly listeners. And after that, I'm trying to get to 5,000 monthly listeners. Y'all have been great, man. I really appreciate y'all.